everyone, it is Darkseeker here. Welcome to another video, and this time we are looking at Kolento's Dragon Warrior on the standard ladder. Now, I've published Dragon Warrior videos in the past, and this one's different though, because this deck utilises a new card from Karazhan, and that is the Curator. So, very much a standard Dragon Warrior in the sense that you've got cards like Alexstrasza's Champion for your early game. Providing you have a dragon in hand, you're going to get value from that card in the early game, and it's often enough to control the board to gain an early advantage. You have the Fiery War Axe, obviously, for more board control. One copy of Frothing Berserker rather than two, and instead we're running double Fierce Monkey. So taunts are good, but Fierce Monkey is a beast. It synergizes, of course, with the Curator. You have a chance of drawing a monkey when you play the Curator. And of course you've got Sir Finley, who is a Murloc, so again a chance to draw Sir Finley. So the early game is very solid. You have Ravaging Ghoul execute combos for big removal, really good for removing those pesky 4-mana 7/7s that Shamans play. Twilight Guardian is a tremendous taunt, Blackwing Corruptor for some burst damage, Draconoid Crusher to put a big threat on board, Ragnaros the Firelord and Gromash as two other big threats. And if it all goes really, really wrong, well, you've got Deathwing to clear the board. So this is the deck. It's solid. The taunts are really, really useful. And there are significant late game threats that other classes can struggle to deal with because there are quite a few of them. So let's give this deck a whirl and let's see how it fares on the ladder. Kolento's Dragon Warrior with the Curator.
Victory or death!
Okay, so going up against Druid here, and not necessarily the best opening hand. I mean, it's a curve, which I guess is something, but yeah, it's a curve, and I think that's all I can really say. Obviously, we've got nothing crazy in this hand, like, a turn 2 Alexstrasza's Champion or a Fiery War Axe, for example.
Greetings.
Okay, so we can play something here. That's important. And Fairy Dragon, it's a really good minion against classes that play spells. The Druid is not going to be able to cast, Living Roots or Wrath on this because it's immune. The most he can do, if he wants to try and get rid of it, is Hero Power.
What to do?
And he is Hero Powering. Yes, he is! Wow, okay, he's taking 3 to the face. That's really, or 2 because he armoured up. But now, Fierce Monkey really coming into its own here and proving why it's so good. It's going to stop another Hero Power into that Fairy Dragon, almost guaranteeing that dragon going to the face for 3 again, and then possibly again later down the line. Wow, so let's see what he does. He's going to swipe it though, isn't he? Yeah, he's swiping. That's really good for him. I should have thought about that. I forgot about the coin. He had the coin and I forgot. And now we're sad. We are really sad now. Twilight Guardian does not get any value here at all in terms of the buff. That's really, really sad. Mark of Yasharaj, drawing cards too, and yeah, we're really sad. But Slam will give us a card. That's something, right? And we can trade. I'm pondering Blood to Ica here, though, just for board. And it looks like an absolute waste. It really does. Because I didn't need to do that to kill his minion, but we needed something on board. So, yeah, I think it was still the right call. Because he's probably going to Hero Power down the... No, he's not. Force 6 is much better than the hero power, I guess, in his mind. Well, we can clear it, but we're going to be sacrificing an awful lot to do so, unfortunately. 2 minions are going to go into that, and we'll only be left with a weak Twilight Guardian on board. Thinking about the options here, if we had 7 mana, it would have been fine, because we'd have played the Frothing Berserker as well, and it would have been buffed significantly, actually. But as it turns out, this is, yeah, it's not great. So do you know what? I'm going to stick to my line of value here. Okay, stick to my line of value. And that is use Blood to Ichor just to get a body on board. Okay, it's fine. I cannot afford to fall behind on board against the Druids, so I'm using all of the tools at my disposal to maintain some kind of board presence. I think that's important, because we have the Curator to refill our hand next turn, and I mean, yeah, sure, Blood to Ichor is really good with Execute, and we've kind of lost that synergy now.
Bathe in flame.
But we have Ravaging Ghoul for Execute value, so it should be okay.
Another night on the prowl.
So this is Beast Druid. That much is clear, and there's the Execute value potentially now with Ravaging Ghoul. We have a Frothing Berserker too, so we can play 3 cards here and get value, but no, I'm gonna draw. Yeah, this is fine. To get through that full 6, he'll need to hero power and trade, potentially. Although he's probably got a spell in hand, but in the best situation, the best possible situation, he has to hero power trade, puts his 2/5 down to 1 health. We have the Ravaging Ghoul next turn to deal with that 1 health minion. And of course the 3/2 is contested by... No, he'd have traded it in. What am I talking about? What am I talking about? No. This is Curator. Huh. So he's not going to hero power trade. But he's trading. With the 2/5. Huh. Okay. Well, we could just Berserker and Ghoul and go a bit mental here and execute his 4/6. I mean, that's a play, right? Or we Finley. And we see what we get. Right, we'll take that. We can still do the Berserker Ghoul execute play. It's fine. We're just not utilising the hero power here. But this is pretty good. He is left with 1 lone minion on the board. And we have a massive board, comparative. I'm going to think about Swipe here and what Swipe could do to us with Wrath, possibly. I don't see him coming out of this in a positive light here. That Frothing is just going to grow. He has to deal with the Curator as well. Yeah. Even if he removes the Frothing and the Curator, we're still in a reasonably good position. We'll still have a board, right? We'll still have a board. Oh, Living Roots, sure. That's good for him. So he can now hero power and remove another minion. And now it's not looking as good for me if he does the hero power, obviously. He may be debating, yeah, he's playing a minion. He's playing Finley. And what's he going for here? Life tap? Really? Surely he should have hero powered down my 2/1. Interesting. Life tap. Is that the right call when you're at a reasonably low health total. And when I have a Draconoid Crusher and a Ragnaros, well, he doesn't know that, but he knows I'm Dragon Warrior. So he knows what I'm running. Potentially. Life tap. Well, we use our mana here efficiently, and we're just going to get rid of the Azadrake. Azadrakes are very annoying, very pesky. So, bit of an investment there to kill the Drake, but it was fine. Keeping the 2 attack minion alive there, because we're so close to killing him. So, does he want to tap now? Oh dear. So, this is how Dragon Warrior can just absolutely overwhelm you. Just with these big, threatening minions. And
Pay attention, class.
despite having a handful of cards, if he can't get rid of the 9/9, he's basically dead. Mark of Yesharaj? Okay. Still wondering about that life tap from Finley. Yeah. Sadly, the Mark of Yesharaj does not give a minion taunt. So yeah, there we go. Not bad. Not bad at all. Okay. Going up against a Warlock here. That is not the best opening hand. I mean, we have the Alex Strauss as champion. We'll get value from that. But we're missing a turn 3 play. We're missing something to do on turn 3, and that's not good. Now it's Zulok. So if that last game showed us anything, it showed us that Curator is great for card draw. But in the end, it's all about board presence. And having big, fat 9/9 dragons on board that can't be answered. And speaking of classes that cannot answer big threats, Zulok relies on the board. Oh my god. Oh my god, he actually gets the discard value. That's disgusting. Yeah, Zulok relies on keeping and maintaining the board, and if they start to falter with the board and something massive comes down on the board, like a Draconoid Crusher at 9/9, they struggle, they can't kill it, unless they've got, you know, PO with some abusive sergeant plays, and they've got to invest a lot of resources. There are 2 Draconoid Crushers in this deck, there is a Gromash, there is a Deathwing. So hopefully, if we survive to the late game, we can run the Zulok out of minions and out of threats. So he was able to deal with my taunt pretty easily, but I've got more threats coming. Okay, I've got more threats coming. And very soon, this Zulok will exhaust his hand, and he'll have to start tapping on that board. Sorry, tapping to refill the board, I should say. Don't know what I'm talking about this evening. Okay, so there's a tap. He's looking for a way to deal with the 5/4.
You are not the boss of me.
And this is Zulok with discard mechanics. Wow, Doomguard gone. Was that worth it? Losing your Doomguard? Really? Was that worth it? Because Doomguard is one of those minions with its 5 charging attack and 7 health that can actually deal with some of my big threats, you know, and counteract them. One of the few minions that can do that in the Zulok deck. Darkshire Councilman is another one of those minions. If it grows, it can deal with my big threats. But for the time being, I am just slowly dismantling the Zulok board, and notice that our health totals are actually quite similar. all that tapping from the Zoolock is not going to be helpful in the long run.
My shield for Argon.
That's a card that's helpful, because he can actually clear my board. But look at the investment there. And what is he left with? What is he left with? He's left with 2 minions on board that have 2 attack. I mean, okay. But look what I can do now. Azadrake. I can actually kill his 2-2 if I so design. I actually am. Just to remove power from the board. Now my Azadrake goes uncontested. He'll have to invest additional cards in killing it. There's the Councilman. Yeah, okay, so he can kill it, sure. And Silverware Gold. Okay. Oh, there's a taunt. There's another taunt. Right, let's see how he gets through both taunts. The chances are the 3-3 is going to die and the 2-1 is going to die. If we get that result, I'm really happy. If we can injure the Councilman, I'm happy too, because I'll execute it. Yep. Oh, 1 shot, 1 kill. Wow, Elven Archer, so good there. So very good. But I'm just going to execute. I'm just going to execute. And again, we ask the question, what is he left with? Ooh. Interesting. The Mage Hero power. Really good here. So now, removing those 2 minions from the board, and I'd say with that Azadrake, I'd say I have the advantage here. We're going for card with the Zoolock here, card for card. And notice he keeps tapping. He is soon going to tap himself into range of the Draconoid Crusher. And that will not be good news for him.
One day, I'll be a real knight.
Here come these low value minions. Oh, that's not a low value minion. That's a significant minion. Now, that's the Doom Guard. It's going to deal with the Azadrake, unfortunately. And now I'm a little bit scared. The power of the Doom Guard there on display. See, Ravaging Ghoul here. Pretty good. Because it contests his Doom Guard now. Actually contests the Doom Guard. Does he have an Abusive Sergeant? Does he have something that he can trade into with his 1-1 there? No? Wow! Doom Guard going in! Oh, that was good news for me. And now he's in range of the Draconoid. And that's really not going to save him. And neither is that. So the low value minion's coming down, but the Draconoid Crusher is about to say hello. And I'm actually going to avoid playing the Corcoran Elite, valuing the ping there just to remove something from the board. So the Mage Hero power here, really doing some great work. And if he wants to survive, well, once I remove the 1-3, he's going to have to put everything into the Crusher. Oh wow, he's actually doing it now. Wow. He's that scared of the Draconoid Crusher. Unbelievable. Wow, another trade into the Crusher. And another one! Oh, he can actually kill it! He can actually kill it, wow. Good for him. Hello. Why not? Why not? 12 attack for 12 health. Yes, extraordinary and well played. How are you going to deal with that? A charging Doom Guard ain't going to deal with it. Leroy ain't going to deal with it. And they certainly are not going to deal with it. And there we go. Taking down a Zoolock, Deathwing finishing it off, and there's the bonus streak. Always good to see. Oh, okay, so there we go. It's Kolento's Dragon Curator Warrior, and all in all, it's a very nicely balanced deck. You've got some really solid early game in that Alexstrasza's champion, you know, Fiery War Axe. Did I get to use Fiery War Axe in that game against the Zoolock? I don't think I did. But anyway, you've got the War Axe, you've got the Alexstrasza's champion. Sir Finley has been very useful in terms of getting some good hero powers that affect the board, like the Mage hero power. Twilight Guardian did some solid work in those games as a taunt. As a Drake for good card draw, obviously. Draconoid Crusher, you know, was so good at forcing the opponent to trade everything they've got into it, and at 9 health, it literally eats up everything. Curator was great for card draw. And really, Deathwing was one of those cards that sealed the deal, and I love Deathwing. I love the effect. I love the card. I love the animation. Such a good card, and I'm surprised we don't see it played more often. But yeah, Deathwing is your emergency board clear if you really, really need it. And as you saw against the Zoolock, they couldn't answer it. They had no way of dealing with it. So yeah, have a go at this deck on the ladder and see what you think. If you like it, leave a comment. It's very solid. I do believe that Dragon Warrior is still a tier 1 deck on the ladder. It's consistent. My only problem though is sometimes actually, and it happens more than it should, not drawing a dragon when I need it. That's really, really annoying, and it happens more than it should. And in the past, not so much recently, but yeah, just going back 2 or 3 months, I have memories of going 4 or 5 turns with cards like Alexstrasza's Champion in my hand and Twilight Guardian in my hand, and not drawing any dragons at all to combo with those cards. That is a harsh reality with Dragon Warrior, and sometimes I think you shouldn't be afraid to just play an Alexstrasza's Champion without the charge, or a Twilight Guardian without the taunt, because sometimes you're just better off putting something down on board rather than nothing down at all. That's just something to think about. But thanks very much for joining me, everyone. Do check out my YouTube channel. If you like the content on there, please hit subscribe. I'd be very, very grateful. And yeah, I'll see you all again very soon.